Okay, so today we're taking a look at the CRMX receiver transmitter that is the Lumen Radio Moonlite. Very cool. So today we're just basically going to do a little teardown, have a look on the inside. I don't have a lot to say on this. This isn't my personal Moonlite. This is a repair I'm doing for a friend. This is CRMX transmitter and receiver. It's a pretty cool device. It's nice, compact. It's a staple in the industry. So many people use them. So many people have them for good reason. They're a very nice device. So this device here has a little problem with its DMX cable here. Intermittent connection, standard stuff, but we're just going to go in, we're going to check all the solder points, maybe reflow some of it and clean up any cables that may have frayed inside. So without further ado, let's crack into this little device, shall we? So there are two screws here and here. So this device uses a T6 torque bit. Let's open this up. Starting with this screw here. This is the inside of the Moonlite. Very simple device, quite nice. It does have these little press connectors. Now, there is an intermittent connection, but this isn't actually plugged in all the way. So potentially, I've fixed the problem just by pushing it in there. This is quite well. This is quite nice here. They haven't sold the battery, which I was dreading. It's just a little press connector here. So we're just going to take that out. Let me grab. Oh, check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Check that out. That's a feisty connector. Look what it did to my tweezers. There we go. It's out. Just with a pair of tweezers. It's pretty feisty in there, but it's quite old. So, as we can see here, just some information which I don't think is on the internet. Has a little 2.9 watt hour, well, 3 watt hour battery here. It's 3 volts, and it is a AS 803035. It's 800 milliamps and it's a 2137. Now there's actually quite a bit of space in it. If you wanted to get a bigger battery in, there is the space for it. You would have to, take down the lengths on these bits of plastic in here, but it is possible. So this here on this unit, this connector right here keeps coming loose. It's actually not all the way in. Neither is this one. So that's quite a clever design there. They have them on these pull-out connectors. So, in theory, if there's too much strain being applied to these connection points here, instead of it desoldering or ripping solder off the board, it just pulls out the connectors. You can just open it up, pop them back in again. Let's just go a little deeper here since we're here already. But much like the battery connector, it's not positioned in such a way which is easy to take out. But you can just kind of pull on the cable, but obviously that's a bad idea. So you can see here, as well as part of the case design, when you try and remove them with the balls still in place, they do get stuck or hit against the plastic casing, so they don't do a full removal, but that's still enough to make it insecure connections. So you can see here there's a little antenna which has been directly soldered to this little strip here. You can just take that out like that, boom. And now the Moonlite, as I think almost all of us expected, is just a TMO2 chip. It's as simple as that. It's just a little TMO2 chip that is wired up to this board to support it and to provide power and then give some readouts. Here's our cable, the main event here. So as I said, this cable was actually slightly detached here. And as we can see, there isn't a massive amount of strain relief within this design for the Moonlite's plastic shell here. So, for example, on the SNES and NES controller, the cable would loop around one of these prongs here and it would create strain relief. There is no such kind of design feature within the Moonlite. So, moving forward, let's have a look at the inside of these cables here. Now, I would try to take care of this cable because it's a press connector design, not press connector, a connector based design. This isn't the easiest thing to replace, and they're not the easiest thing to wire up. I've wired these before, and look, I might be just because I'm an amateur, and I found these a nightmare to do on a project. I did one on a project once, and I did one connector like this, and then it was so frustrating I did the second one direct solder. Okay, here we go. So let's open this up. But however, if you can find someone willing to supply you with a replacement, this is pretty good. So you got to make sure we connect the right one to the right part of the circuit board. Is it labeled? Let's open this up. As you can see, it's any other XLR DMX type cable. So with this one, it's actually got quite a strong strain relief right there, quite hard to get out, so I find it's best to just immediately push it through, deal with it like this. Okay, so here we go. I can see there's a bit of fraying. It's probably touching the other side, so we'll just have to do what we'll do is we'll desolder, I think. So we can see here one cable is white, one cable is black, and another cable is black. So like, it's not the best labeling. Right, so for the next section, I put the camera into short focus to show a close-up of a before, and then I forgot to defocus it. So as an apology, I guess I'm going to show you the resoldering job I did on the Xlux. The process is exactly the same, but it's just a different product. So we'll put that in as a little time lapse so you can see me do it. But yeah, you're not going to see the soldering job for this one, sadly, because it was all out of focus. I need to get a little monitor on my desk to view what I'm doing. Oops, that's all right though, guys. So look, I'm a lighting guy. I don't have like a used fancy Sony autofocus type camera. Everything is manual here. Okay, let's get this bad boy buttoned back up. Button it all back up, I guess. So it's basically, it goes together the same way it came apart. So remember, when you're putting it back together, don't forget this antenna. I wouldn't advise using electric screwdrivers or anything like this, especially because it's only got plastic threads in there. You don't want to strip them, you don't want to cause any damage internally. Okay, so there we go. That is the teardown of the Moonlite. Very fun, no? Pretty cool little product. It's very reliable. You know, it's all over the industry for a reason. But there we go. You've seen the inside of it. You've seen a little repair of part of it. I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope to see you all very soon, and goodbye now.